Hello, hello, good people. I'm Eva Hyllestad, and with me today I have the beautiful Anne Ryan, and we will be talking about, or no, not we, her. We'll be talking about money blocks today. And for those of you who don't know me, I will just give a short introduction of myself. Like I said, I'm Eva Hyllestad, and I'm a smilepreneur who does affiliate marketing, network marketing, personal coaching, and I also do some online courses. And I will let Anne introduce herself shortly. But first, I want to encourage any one of you who are turning up live to introduce yourself, say hello, and let us know where about in the world you are. And I'm just checking now to make sure that we are actually live. I tried to log into my old laptop and it wouldn't let me for some reason. So let's just see while I'm waiting for that. If you're watching live, let us know where you are from. And if you're watching in replay, let us know that you are watching in replay and just take it from there. If you have questions for me or Anne during the call, drop a comment below and we will take them as they come. I will actually open the comment bar soon. So, first, I want to say a warm welcome to Anne Ryan. She's been so kind to say yes to be on this live show with me, and she wants to share with you a little bit knowledge about money blocks. So, welcome, Anne.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Eva, for having me. I am honored to be here and I love our chats. So it's good to come here and talk about one of my favorite topics, which is money. And today, specifically, we're going to talk about money blocks and how they can be keeping us broke because it's a subconscious thing that many of us have. We all have them. I have them. And it's just a matter of being aware of that. So thank you. I really appreciate being here tonight. And yeah, look forward to connecting with a few people.
Yeah, cool. And you are down in Australia, Melbourne, I believe, or around there.
I am. I'm in Melbourne, Australia. It is Thursday evening for me, and in the southern hemisphere, it's getting cold. It's winter. It's nighttime. But yeah, I mean that's the beauty of the internet and the online space that we could be anywhere, right? And still connect, which is great.
That's true. And also, I'm in Spain, so we are actually going into summer here, and we were celebrating Midsummer Night the other day, and it's getting warmer. And it's not even midday yet, but the humidity is high and the temperature is going up, so I can actually feel will be warm today.
Well, I'm envious.
Yeah. Well, when you have it warm, we have it cold, so it's
true.
Yeah. I will just start with the money blocks, and
Cool.
you take it from there. I will mute myself a little bit and actually figure out if we are indeed live.
Awesome. Okay, so I'll keep talking.
Yeah, just keep
All
on
right,
going.
awesome.
Give us your best advice here.
Awesome. So first of all, I would like to just kind of get us all on the same page on what a money block is. So money blocks are essentially negative and subconscious beliefs that we have about money that limit us from essentially achieving what we consciously want, right? And money blocks are a really, really common thing. No matter how successful you are in life or in business, you could still have some blocks along the way. And at every level of success, there's work that we can do to clear those blocks. And it's the glass ceiling that you may have heard of that people have around money, right? So tonight or today, I wanted to share I guess five, I mean, there are many money blocks, but five of the main ones, and I'd love to give you some practical tips on how to clear them. So the number one money block is people believing that they don't deserve money. Now, this is a big thing, right? A lot of people believe this. And if you grew up believing that wealth was something that happened to other people, right, you might think you're not good enough to be wealthy or rich. See,
just a quick question.
sure.
You are working with quite a lot of people on this topic, and is it common that people feel they don't deserve it, in your experience?
Yeah, look, I'll explain why. It is quite a common thing. It's just old beliefs, things that they've heard, their parents have said, things that someone has said to them that they've held on to from childhood. And it's that people don't believe they deserve success, because the fact is anyone and everyone can be successful in their own right. But we can believe things that were said to us in our childhood that will then go on to impact us later in life, right? So a simple example is, if you don't behave, Santa won't come. Such an innocent thing that parents say to children around that time of Christmas to try and get the best behavior out of kids. And just that simple belief can leave us with that connecting deserving gifts, deserving things with being really good. And therefore, if we haven't been good, whatever the definition of good is, then we're not worthy, right? And it's just simple things like that that can actually scar people for life. And if they don't consciously bring this to their awareness and realize that they are very deserving, and that was just a silly little thing that parents have said, they could feel undeserving.
Yeah, no, I can relate to that. I remember myself growing up, and there were a few things, if you are not, then you will not have. So
Exactly.
and it was often related to money.
Yeah, absolutely. And that then leads to beliefs around self-worth, right? And receiving. Are we worthy of receiving? And hence people then have this kind of issue later on with love and money, so this sort of worthiness can go across other areas of life too, right? So this is a very, very common issue. Yeah. And I come across it all the time. And interestingly, I know this audience is, male and female, but interestingly, it's more of an issue with women. The worthiness issue. Yeah, somehow men don't seem to carry so much baggage with them as well. Yeah, but it does exist.
A training just on that and figure out why.
Yeah, absolutely. So in terms of what you can do to overcome this challenge is to, address these beliefs and to actually say to yourself, well, I do deserve it. I am worthy of it. I can be wealthy, so we can use affirmations, but if we don't believe them, then, it's just a waste of time even saying them. So, some people say, I am worthy. I am worthy. I am a money magnet. I am wealthy. I am abundant. and they are the affirmations we need to say to ourselves. But if we don't actually believe them, they're not going to work. So I prefer to sort of say to my clients, well, say affirmations that you can believe. So I can be wealthy. I can be abundant. So if you're not there yet, at least you can believe that. And that's a more positive belief than I'm not worthy.
I actually heard someone say not a long time ago, well, months go by quickly, but she said, if you don't believe in your affirmations, then you might want to say, I am in the process of, and whatever it is you want to accomplish in the future, because that's more believable.
Absolutely.
And I tested out this myself, and I keep testing it out when I don't fully believe.
Yeah.
But I'm using the wording, I'm in the process of, because it is a positive sentence, and it is also, I'm actually doing something towards what I want to achieve. And that could be money, that could be anything, that could be, losing weight, or meeting up with some friends you haven't seen in a long time, and you just have to plan out of this. So
absolutely.
That would be a tip from me to use.
Awesome. Yeah. So the worthiness and the deserving mindset block or money block can be overcome with using affirmations. The second, stop me at any time, by the way.
Go ahead.
If you need to, Eva. The second money block that I wanted to sort of talk about tonight, which is, again, a big one, is the negative assumptions or beliefs that people have about money. So this is, again, another big thing, and I think you'll recognize some of the examples that I provide. Whilst abundance is a goal, having wealth is a goal for many people, a lack of wealth can lead to negative thoughts about money, right? And again, it can go back to our childhood, our parents, our cultural backgrounds, and so much more. So the thing is, it is true, right, that money cannot fix all our problems. But gosh, it can make life so much easier. Right?
Yeah, you have to pay your bills, and if you can't, that's can be worrying for quite a lot of people.
Absolutely. And money allows us to experience so much more in this incredible world that we live in, right? So, however, some people dwell on the negative side of money, and that can block their success. So let's think about, and if anyone's watching, share in the comments any negative messages that you've heard about money, right? And it can be you've heard it through your family, it could be just you've heard it just in society, or on a movie or anything like that. So some of the ones that spring to mind, top of mind, are money is the root of all evil. Rich people.
I've heard that.
You've heard that one?
Oh yeah, many times.
Yeah. Rich people are greedy. Right? Money does not bring happiness. Even don't talk about money. We don't like to talk about money because there's some shame that's attached with talking about money. Right? There's all this negativity. Look, we've all had it at different times. Like, my parents would never discuss their salary. Like, no way, you would never talk about how much you earned. That's just a big taboo subject, right? Because there's so much shame around it, whether it's too high or too low, right? And is it any wonder that with those beliefs that we'd have some money blocks, right?
I remember growing up, and my parents were not the richest ones in the city, but they weren't poor either. We had enough to go around, and we didn't lack anything really in our lives. I mean, we were traveling every year. We went on a long summer holiday, and everyone was envying us that we could do this. And I remember being called Rich Eva. And it wasn't in a positive way. It was like more bullying. And in Norwegian, that would be, I can't really translate it to English, but it would be like rich bitch.
Right.
Right. And I lost some friends because of this, because they, oh, think you are so much better than us. And I remember, I don't. I'm no better than you or you or you. I'm just me. So that could have been a trigger for me as well, for the negative mindset. Well, the negative thoughts about money. Luckily, I haven't got that on my shoulders, because I just really didn't understand what they were on about. Why did they take it as a negative thing? So
yeah, absolutely, Eva. And the thing is, even the media, right? Even movies. How often do we see rich people portrayed as bad people in movies, right? Like the good people, the Mother Teresas, they never have money.
True.
It's the bad people, you know, the stereotypical bitches that have all the money, right? The mean girls. I mean, it's just terrible. That's society, right? And they're the beliefs that we're growing up with, and that's what we see around us. And there's so much, again, shame around it. So in terms of a practical thing that we can do to help clear some of these blocks is to write down our beliefs, right? If we believe money is the root of all evil, and next to that belief, write down what we would prefer to believe, because it's not really true. So you could write down, I'm a good person no matter how much money I have, to counteract that belief that money is the root of all evil.
And would you say you have to repeat this to yourself daily, so you start believing it? Because in the beginning, this can be hard for some. I know for sure that will be hard for some to believe or go from the negative thought to the more positive thought. So writing the blocks down and then twisting it a little bit to more positive thoughts, and then say it out loud,
repeating
it until your subconscious mind picks up on it. Would that be a good thing to do?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it really would depend on how deep-rooted the issue is and how much it's impacting you. But yes, we can't do something once and expect a lifetime of memories to be replaced by that one statement. So yes, repetition absolutely will help. And yeah, it's again increasing your conscious awareness around these things that you're hearing and seeing. And it's with our awareness, we can also make our kids more aware too, right? We can help them see, well, actually, that's not true, that's not correct. And try and maybe help the next generation to not have these same blocks that we've sort of grown up with. Yeah. Cool. So moving on, let's look at block number 3. And that is a denial that we have about finances. So some people are in complete denial, right, about their financial situation. They have a love-hate relationship with money and the experiences that they have with the highs and the lows that money brings. And as a result, they end up then shutting off, blocking anything around their knowledge and awareness around money, right? So they tend to not know how much money is even coming in.
Mm.
So they just, and this is quite a common thing amongst entrepreneurs, especially when they're first starting out, because you know how when you're first starting out, money is a little bit more sporadic. It's not like you're an employee who gets paid every week or every month. You don't have that regular income. And they tend to not know how much is coming in. They don't want to know because it's too scary, and sometimes it's a little bit depressing. They don't know when the money is going out, right? So they have all these commitments that they've made, but blinkers. La la la, I don't know. And then they default on payments, and they kind of leave money everywhere, coins. They leave money in the car and around the house because they don't even value money, right? And because they've got such a big block and such a fear around money and the lack of money and not having enough money, they just don't want to see anything. So they bury their head in the sand, sweep everything under the carpet. I'm using lots of different analogies, and they're in complete denial, right? Their receipts are everywhere, their bills are everywhere, nothing's organized. And these are signs of massive money blocks, right? Because, if you think of any successful person, they know exactly where their money is at any time, right? And it is a necessity. You need to know your numbers. You need to know when money is coming in and when money is going out, right? And no matter how big or small the numbers are, you still need to know. So the practical solution that I have here for this particular block, if you're watching this, hearing this and thinking, oh my gosh, that's me. It's okay. We have all been there at some stage.
I
right?
remember very well, I started with network marketing, and I wanted to learn a lot as quickly as possible. And I spent a lot of money on not just the products, but also on training, on going to events. And I didn't even want to look at how much money I spent. Because in the beginning, okay, I got some money in, but I unconsciously, or well, partly consciously, I knew the balance wasn't there. So I was in denial. I was like, the money will come, the money will come, the money will come. But I didn't want to put that down on paper. Actually see the red numbers on papers, because I knew it was red numbers on papers. So, and I was ashamed of that. For me, when I started to, this was one of my upline in my network marketing company, and said, you just have to sit down and write down your numbers. And I will call you again tomorrow and we will talk about this. I'm like, no. And it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, actually.
It never is.
No, because I thought in my mind I was spending 90% more than I took in. But it wasn't that, the figure wasn't that bad. I was still in minus at that time, yes, just by looking at this network marketing company and what I did for it and with it. but it wasn't as bad as I thought it was, and it was a huge relief. So
Yeah.
if you are doing it, if you're watching this either live or in replay, and you feel you have that block, just write it down. It's
Yeah.
scary, yes, but it's not so bad.
Absolutely. And, we do need to invest money in our business. We need to invest in our personal growth. Business is completely different to being an employee. So I'm assuming here that most of the people watching are going to be in that sort of business type environment, right? And so sometimes, yes, we spend more than we actually earn, but we still need to be very aware of that, right? We can't be in denial. So the solution is, and this is what I recommend to my clients, to track your money daily. It takes a minute, right? I'm not talking about bookkeeping. Bookkeeping is something different. This is just tracking your money, just checking your bank account, right? Even if you know you haven't made a sale, check it anyway.
Yeah.
It's good to write zero down. It's awareness. You're not pretending, right? And that's all. Just having that awareness is enough to get control back and to clear this block around money.
And it's
Because there's
interesting.
something.
Just before you go ahead, because it's interesting what you're saying. This is an investment. You're not wasting your money. You're wasting your money when you go and buy a chocolate bar. You don't need that chocolate bar to get your business going. Okay, you might be hungry then, but you still don't need it to grow your business or grow yourself.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
I mean, people who work in the corporate world, and I'm just basing it on my personal experience. They have a hard week, Friday night, go out for drinks, $100 later, they go home, have a headache the next day, and they continue, right? Now, entrepreneurs don't tend to do that, but they tend to invest in programs and courses and things for their business, which is necessary. But you also need to know your numbers, because you can't be in denial about it. You can't be missing payments. You've got to grow up, right? If you need to get a loan, get a loan. It's hard to ask for help, but if you need help, ask for help. You can't just pretend it's not happening and continue to scroll on social media knowing that there's no money coming in, because that's just really, that's what you'd expect a child to do, right? But I'm not saying I haven't done it myself, right? We've all done it at some time, being in denial, but that's a big block. That's a big, big block. So I do recommend tracking those zeros. Even zeros, just track them, because there's something about tracking zeros that completely shifts you into a more empowered position, and collecting all that loose change, from your car and the house and your wallet and just in pockets and just random places, and caring for it, putting it into a nice purse or wallet. They are all really positive things to do to pay more attention to your money, because money is an energetic currency, right? You've got to treat money well. When you have blocks around money and you don't treat money well, and you throw money everywhere and you forget about money and you leave, because receipts and invoices, it's all it's a different form of money, right? It's an expense. And I often say to my clients, you need to treat money like a person that you love. If you treat them badly, you can't expect them to hang around.
True.
It's the same thing. If you don't treat money well, if you keep ignoring money, it ain't gonna find you. It's not gonna come looking for you. So that's definitely something for people to focus on. Shall I keep going?
Yeah, go on.
Cool. All right, because I'm mindful of time. We're already at 30 minutes. So
Oh gosh, yeah,
money
we
block,
are.
yeah, money block number 4 is excessive giving mindset, right? I know you're a very big giver too, Ava, as I am too. We can be very generous with our time, with giving, with over giving sometimes. We're very heart-centered people. We're nurturers. And generosity is a good thing, but to really manifest abundance, you need to be a giver and a receiver. Often people don't know how to receive. They love giving, but they can't receive. That's a big money block, right? Whether it's a compliment, wow, you look amazing today, or whether it's say, hey, let me take you out for lunch. We need to be able to accept it with gratitude and not block it. You know, no, I can't possibly accept that. No, I'll pay for myself, you know.
Oh, it's too much. Yeah.
It's too much. Yeah, no, I couldn't possibly. Oh, this old thing. I suppose it's all right, you know. Just accept, receive.
And be
Because
grateful.
people love, be grateful. People love giving. We love giving. So why can't we let other people give? Right. And because we need to remember that we're worth it. Right. And it's healthy and it's positive to want things for ourselves as well. It's not just about the kids and the family and our clients and our friends, right? It's okay to receive. So the practical exercise here is to practice receiving, you know, just gratitude, acceptance, just yes, thank you, you know, and not feel like we need to block that receiving, because when we block it, we block money. It's a universal block, right? We can't then manifest money and become successful in our businesses because we are just given out this blocking energy, and it does impact.
No, I remember also not just getting a compliment on how you look, but when people gave you something, a gift, or maybe you got money, and I felt oftentimes, I'm talking years back, I had to learn how to receive. I still can learn, become better at it, obviously, but we can all improve on all areas in life. But I remember feeling, oh, I owe this person something. I have to give even more next time. And it was exhausting. It was draining me down because the level just went up and up. And in the end, you can't give more because you have nothing more to give. So you have to learn to receive. And this is, I feel very hit by this block here because I still have to work on it. I'm very much a giver, as you know, Anne. And we talked about this on a private call not a long time ago. But I can give till there's nothing left. And I have to just sit, and when I do receive, I will just have thank you and let it be like that. And I have to force my mind not thinking I owe this person something. You know? So it's not just receiving, but also get rid of that feeling of owing back.
Owing. Absolutely.
If you want to give back, that's a different story. But if you feel you owe someone, something, then you have a debt, you know, and
Yeah,
then it won't be
yeah,
good to give back. It's just something you have to do.
yeah. Well, like you said, it becomes a debt. And again, this goes back to old childhood
Mm.
beliefs and things that we heard, things that we were told. Even our parents who would say, I do so much for you, right? Because I do so much for you, I expect you to do this. You know, I say that to my kids.
Oh,
It's
I'm
like
guilty.
empty
I've
the
said that.
dishwasher. I know me. It's kind of like I'm giving, giving, giving. Come on, give me something back. And so then we create this from, I mean, I think children need to contribute at home, but we don't necessarily need to link it to what we've given them. We
Yeah.
just ask them for help,
Mm.
right? But yeah, it's again, we, you know, can blame our parents.
Yeah, you have someone to
But
blame.
yeah, yeah, you know, poor parents. So moving on to the final block, and it is the fear of success. This is such an interesting one, and this is the one that I remember so clearly thinking, why would people fear success when I first heard about this block? And this is the one that when I learnt more about this, that I ended up doing a deep, deep, deep dive into money and all the impacts that money can have on the way we do life and the way we do business, because really the way we do money is the way we do everything. And there are so many blocks, but the ones I'm focusing on tonight are kind of the top 5. And the thing is, your subconscious mind may be terrified of getting what it wants.
Mm.
You know, so
I've been there, done
consciously we
that.
think, yeah, we think this is what we want. We want that 6-figure, 7-figure business, but subconsciously we have these massive blocks and fear around that. It could be that you're scared of the change, or you're worried your success may not last. I mean, what if you have one incredible week, one incredible month, one incredible year, and then you can't repeat it again and again and again and again? I mean, that's scary, right?
What would they say if you fall down and crash?
Exactly, right?
Mm.
So let's just play small so we don't fall, right?
Mm.
Which just doesn't make sense,
Mm.
but we feel then we're in control,
Mm.
right? We feel bad anyway.
Mm.
We feel bad playing small.
Mm.
We feel bad playing big and making all the money. We just feel bad,
Mm.
right? We just choose to feel bad if we have these blocks, right? And like I was saying, I really started learning about money blocks and teaching about them because I experienced a lot of these blocks myself.
Mm.
And the reality is that everyone experiences these, right?
Mm.
I personally had this block around success because whenever I had been successful in my past, it led to burnout.
Mm.
When I was super successful in the corporate world, I was burnt out. You know, so I was then afraid that if I'm successful again, I'm going to get burnt out again. Right. And I didn't want to go. I was like this crazy person. I didn't want to go back there. So is this something you can relate to as well?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I've had my successes in life, and like you, I've been on the edge, or actually I have been burnt out. So I was actually
Mm.
staying at home for 7 months because I couldn't function. I was
Yeah.
totally, I burned the candles in both ends to get to that
Yeah.
level. And even though I felt I needed to slow down, I didn't, because I wanted to keep it up at that level. And then it
Yeah.
just, yeah. So
Yeah.
I can fully relate to that. But you you learn as you go as well that you also need in the your own personal growth. Part of it is looking after yourself, so you can actually recharge and re-energize. So that fear of success is not as strong now because I learned how to deal with stress and
Yeah.
anxiety and doubt and pressure, and also taking the time to just be me. And what do Eva want,
Yeah.
need right now? Do I need my feet on the sofa and actually watch TV? I never watch TV, but sometimes I actually just block out the whole world. This is what I
Yeah.
need right now. Candles on the table, a
Yeah.
glass of wine in my hand, TV on. I don't might not even watch the TV, but it's just
Yeah.
there. And I wouldn't allow myself this before, because
Yeah.
that was considered as lazy. You know,
Yeah.
if you're not working, you're lazy. So
Yeah.
I'm the one who can work 24 hours. I love it, but it's not
Yeah.
good for you.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Look, and this is something I'm working with too right now, because we've been raised to hustle. That's it's been this badge of honor to work really hard, right? And so then trusting and surrendering and just, tapping into our feminine and just letting go a little bit of all this control feels a little bit scary.
Yeah, absolutely.
So yeah, because it's a lifetime of habit that we need to change as well. Yeah. So when it comes to fear of success, what I'd recommend is to write down the anxieties you have about success. For example, perhaps you worry you still won't be happy, or you aren't responsible enough to have the success, to manage that kind of money. And as with the previous blocks, write down a reason to contradict each of those anxieties. And so journal on this, and again, repeat those sort of positive statements every day. And you should be on your way to, clearing some of these blocks that could be holding you back. Because having money blocks is a big issue. It's a very common issue, and for people who are not succeeding in their business and not getting raises in their jobs, those sorts of scenarios, it is very likely it's money blocks. It's never about skill or talent. It's about worthiness. It's about those negative beliefs or fears and the inability to receive. Often that's actually holding people back.
And we had recently been on the news with the race and politics and all that. And I don't like to talk about politics or race or anything, but what I want to say is we are all equal. We deserve just as much, and we are as beautiful as the person next to us. And I'm not talking about beauty, just the face. I'm talking about the personality that you are. You are a unique person, and you are beautiful. And this is part of what I'm trying to get my audience to be aware of. You are, and you are unique, and you are beautiful, and you are capable, just as the next person. So that I believe this also will have something to do with the money blocks, because if you don't feel, like you said before, deserving,
Yeah,
you are not asking for it either, because you are not, you don't feel you're deserving. So if you don't ask, and if you feel you don't deserve, there is definitely a block there.
absolutely. Absolutely. Whether it's gender, whether it's religion, whether it's political background, whether it's race, everyone has different beliefs. And some of those beliefs lead to that feeling of not deserving, because there's so much history, right? There's all this history of people getting paid more because they were male, or people getting paid more because they were white, or people getting paid more because they were Christian, or they were, whatever it is, right? And that just goes until we put a stop to it and clear all this, the blocks. It just continues generation after generation.
And it's about rewiring between here. And we had a chat a while back. I can't remember. Time goes so quickly, and we talked about because as I also mentioned on this call, I also have my blogs, and you helped me. Yeah, we were supposed to talk for half an hour, and I believe we talked for 2.5 hours. And we had
something like that. Yeah.
So I'm just watching the time is going, and you have actually something cool to offer anyone who wants to, and I will highly recommend this. If you want to talk a little bit about that, and what is it?
Yeah, thank you, Eva. Yeah, look, I'm a business mentor and mindset coach, and I believe that anyone can start a business online. Really, with it's never about the skills or the talent. It's often about mindset and money blocks, and that's why people start something and then they get stuck, and they don't continue. And it's especially for women, because I feel very strongly about this. We shouldn't have to choose. We shouldn't have to choose between being present for our family and being financially independent. And women often have to. They have to either go back to work and leave their family at home, or they have to be full-time stay-at-home parents, and they don't have financial independence, And so, and I typically work with women, but I do have male clients as well. And often I help them with a whole lot of business strategy, but more importantly, I help them with money blocks. And, money blocks is such a common issue that people completely overlook, and they keep focusing on strategy, and they keep trying different strategies, and they keep downloading new opt-ins and trying out new challenges, and nothing works. You can't sell. You cannot sell if you have a money block. If you don't believe you're worthy of receiving, if you don't believe, if you have any fears around money, you won't be able to sell. So what I'm offering is an opportunity to have a quick discovery call with me and see if we're a good fit. I have things ranging from like a 4-hour intensive coaching session where we can focus on one or two specific areas of where your money blocks are greatest, or you could work with me for 3 to 6 months, because it's an ongoing process. I still work with a coach, and I still have money blocks too, because at every level, another block comes up, something new comes up, and it's things that we just need to keep working on, because they're in our blind spots. We can't see them. Yeah.
No, and I will.
So thank you so much, Eva.
Yeah, no, I will absolutely encourage you to have this discovery call, because, and this is free, yeah, the discovery call.
Yes.
And you can actually discover what blocks you have, even though you're not conscious about them today. And
Yeah.
so if you want this, you can, I have it on the screen here, but you can also type in MA in the comment, and either me or Anne will reach out to you, and we'll just take it from there. And even if you are here live now or watching this in replay, this is an option for you to grab if you like. And it can't hurt. What if you actually figure out some of your blocks and you can get it to crumble a little bit and maybe get it away with the help of my good friend here, and she helped me. She's still helping
Thank
me.
you
So
so much.
yeah, so I will
Yeah,
absolutely recommend this. So do
I
you have,
appreciate you. I
yeah.
really do.
So do you have
Yeah, look, at the very,
anything?
very least, I was going to say, at the very least, you'll walk away with a lot more awareness. A lot more awareness. So, I'm not a hard sell person. It's kind of, I don't try and convince anyone.
It doesn't
I'm not
work.
here to convince anyone.
It
No,
doesn't work.
never works. Yeah, I want to work with people who want to change their
Mm,
life.
mm,
So this is a desire. This is not a need. It's not a desperate. I
mm,
must. I must.
mm.
So yeah, reach out. Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for saying yes to come on board and taking this time with me today. I really, really appreciate it. And here's done some amazing stuff over the years. And I believe we've known each other for 2 years or so, but it's been
Mm.
the last year we have really started to connect. So very pleased to have
Hmm.
you here. And hopefully you as viewers have gotten something out of this. And if you have any questions, let us know. You can contact me or you can contact Anne directly. I will drop a link in the comments so you can actually reach out to Anne directly as well on her Facebook profile. And just let her know
Awesome.
that you saw us today, and that's why you are reaching out to Anne, so she knows as well. All right. So thank you again, Anne.
Awesome.
And
Thank you. Look
yeah,
forward to it.
yeah, and you have a
All
good
right.
evening, and we will talk soon. And the rest of you have a
Awesome.
nice Thursday, and we will talk soon.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.